So I have got a few books recently, not many comparatively. I got some graphic novels too, actually, but these are the books I've gotten recently. Unusually, I'm going to include some non-fiction today, just because it was a fun selection. We had a family day out, and we had some book vouchers, and so we all got some books, and I got some history, which is actually very often where I actually buy books. It's history. And they're not oddities, as in they're odd in terms of relatively rare areas to cover, but they are, because of that, they're quite distinct and filling gaps in my collection, hopefully in my knowledge in due time. Two are by Roger Crowley, one is by John Mann, and Crowley also wrote a good book on Constantinople, the Siege of Constantinople. So, Conquerors, How Portugal Formed the First Global Empire, or Forged, and City of Fortune, How Venice Won and Lost a Naval Empire. So both, sort of Southern Europe kind of themed empire books, and about very important things, actually. I mean, certainly Venice, but especially Portugal, which becomes the first real exploratory power. And the Mongol Empire, Genghis Khan, his heirs, and the founding of modern China, which heavily focuses on the Kublai Khan and Yuan dynasty descent, but it does deal with the others a bit. But yes, the Mongol Empire. The Mongol Empire is also really interesting, this kind of division into four different khanates, essentially. I think from the third or fourth generation, you've got these four khanates, which are the remnants of this great power, but which one by one functionally disappear from the world, despite having really been part of the biggest land empire ever. I've bought 3 novels as well, or technically 5 novels. 5 novels. I'll start with, I got an ebook because it was 99p or something like that. I haven't downloaded it yet. So I bought Sword of Kaigen. I'm trying to get the picture up. Once it's there, I will. Come on, let's go. Sword of Kaigen. Wow. Chapter 1, The Northerner. Mount Takayubi Kusanagi Peninsula, indeed. I've heard so many good things about it. I have some of M.L. Wang's. Is it a Substack or something she has? But her newsletter. I've got some of that newsletter fiction to read as well. I'm interested in what I hear about it and what I've read of it. But some of this stuff, I definitely do wonder, like, when time will exist in the schedule to do that, even once some current big bits of work are finished. It'll happen. One thing about it being £1 and it's bit on the Kindle is it's acceptable to kind of buy it and forget it for a while. I have then got a self-pub by a friend, but I did actually buy it. Oh Dear Maria by Abigail Ted. Abby, you might have seen in a video on my channel. This is and I have read it, this is a kind of strange mixture. At first it seems like a strange mixture of Regency pastiche, like Jane Austen, and sex comedy or sex farce. But there's a lot more going on underneath it, and I think it's a really kind of weird and interesting book that people who like those genres, but also who like quite psychologically intense and clever books, will enjoy. And it's been recommended to me several times on this channel, and I've long intended to get it, but the Gormenghast trilogy in a vintage edition, which is Titus Grown something, and Titus Grown, Gormenghast, and Titus Alone, which is relatively early modern fantasy, essentially, from the 40s and 50s, I think. Sort of grim, strange, not psychedelic, that's the wrong term, but but dark fairy influenced and industrial decay influenced, etc. Fiction of a rambling estate and various things like that. And long been recommended. I'm up for reading it again, who knows when. But that is in answer to those of you who have told me over the years to get it. Anyway, what have you bought recently and what are you reading? Tell me in the comments. Till next time.